Chapter 1. Has anyone told you you're the prettiest girl here? I giggled as I turned my face to Tahn, a silent and hopefully alluring request for another kiss. You have to say that, silly. Besides, I am the only girl here. Tahn obliged my unspoken request. I don't have to say it, and I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. I giggled again, snuggling into the crook of his arm. Together, we leaned back against the large oak that also conveniently hid us from prying eyes. In the distance, I could hear the faint voices of laughter and talk from near my house, but I didn't care. The party would keep. It wasn't like I was the guest of honor anyway. No one would miss me. Our lips had just met again when a pointed cough sounded somewhere above. We broke apart to see my brother, Alistair, standing just a few feet away, a pained look on his face. "Forgive my interruption," he said, not sounding sorry at all. "But Mother and Father, among other people, have started noticing your absence, Idessa. I told them I'd go look for you." I frowned. "Can't you cover for me, Liz?" I wheedled, falling back on my childhood nickname for him. Maybe that would soften him up. But Alistair's frown matched my own. "I already did. Several times. Come on." He turned to go. I sighed heavily as I stood up, brushing dirt and leaves from my dress. Tahn followed suit, and I grabbed his hand. We started after my brother, who paused, looking pointedly at our clasped hands. "Maybe you should return separately." With that, he walked through the trees, not waiting to see if I'd follow. I sighed again. I guess I should go. Count to 30, then follow me?" Tahn shrugged. "Or maybe I should just go home. I don't think I can spend several hours being glared at by your brother." "Oh, just ignore him," I said. "You haven't really met my parents yet. I know they'll think you're wonderful, just as I do." I looked up into his deep brown eyes, batting my eyes for good measure. "Please?" He shrugged again, but nodded. Smiling, I stood on my tiptoes for one last stolen kiss. Then I turned and hurried after my brother. To my surprise, Alistair was waiting for me just on the other side of the trees. "You ready already?" "I thought you had already gone back to the house," I said. He snorted. "Not likely. If I don't bring you back personally, Mother and Father will have both of our heads. Besides, I know you. If I don't keep an eye on you, you'd just stay out here with Tahn. Or worse, wander off with him." "I don't know why you are always so down on him," I complained as we started walking. "Because, Idessa, you can do so much better than him," Alistair said. I rolled my eyes. Not this again. Ever since Alistair had returned from his Guardian year, he'd been insufferable. Gone was my fun-loving older brother, only to be replaced by some stuffy, boring person who was better suited to a straight-laced government job than his original dream of adventurer for hire in the gifted lands. Which was why my family was hosting this party. As we got closer, I saw the painted homemade banner. "Congratulations, Alistair." A sizable crowd milled around our house, a modest one-story cottage. My parents didn't often host guests, as our family was rather private. But tonight was a special occasion. Chatter and laughter floated on the air. I stopped my brother before we could reach the group, and while we were far enough away that they might not notice us. "Congratulations, Alistair," I said, echoing the banner's cheery sentiment. He hugged me. "Thank you." He tried to pull away, but I wouldn't let him go. "I'll miss you." He laughed, and this time was successful in extracting himself from me. "Silly, I'll still be in Graenir." "I know, but you'll be busy all the time, and who knows when we'll get to see you. And you just got back. We've hardly had any time together." Alistair's smile faded somewhat. "And whose fault is that? I've been around for the last year for the most part. You're the one who's rarely been home." It was a familiar argument, and one I didn't want to get into. Not on today, of all days. Still, I couldn't stop the whine that crept into my voice. "Well, I'm not the one who changed. You used to be more fun." Alistair snorted. "I'm still fun. Maybe not in a way you recognize, but you know what I mean." He stepped back, holding me at arm's length as he looked me straight in the eyes. "People change, Idessa. It's the one thing you can count on. And being a guardian, it definitely changes you. You'll understand when your time comes. If." It was a slim hope, but it was a hope I held on to nonetheless. I certainly didn't want to be a guardian, even if it was a required duty. Well, it's required only if you happen to be unlucky enough to be picked, I reminded myself. Alistair shrugged. "True enough. If. And if it happens, then I hope it will change you as deeply as it did me." He walked away toward the house, leaving me no choice but to hurry after him. As we approached, various guests greeted us, calling out their congratulations and well wishes to Alistair. With all that noise, there was no way I could slip in undetected. Sure enough, I soon found myself standing in front of Mother, who was chatting with some neighbors whose names I could never remember. "Oh, and here's our youngest, Idessa," Mother said. "Idessa, meet Cal and Elia Arnon. They live down by the pond." I murmured a polite greeting, trying to avoid Mother's pointed stare. The one that said, "I know you skipped out, young lady. We'll discuss that later." "Idessa," Mistress Arnon beamed at me. "You must be so happy about your brother's new position." "Oh, I am." I plastered a smile on my face. "Serving in the archives is so exciting." What a lie. Honestly, it sounded like the most boring job ever. "It will definitely keep him busy," my mother said, sounding proud and sad at the same time. "He's only just returned to us, and now we have to give him away again in service to Graenir." "Oh, that's right," Mistress Arnon said. "And now we're coming on the close of another year. They'll be sending out the summons soon." She turned to me. "Have you served as a guardian yet, Idessa?" "No," I replied. "But if I am called, then I will gladly serve." Another lie. But it was the right thing to say, in fact, the expected response. Mistress Arnon beamed again. "Imagine if that were to happen! 2 guardians in the family!" Inwardly, I shuddered. But I just smiled again and nodded. "That would be exciting. If you'll excuse me, Mother, Mistress Arnon." Mother waved me away, continuing her conversation with the Arnons. I made my way through the crowd, searching for Tahn's tall figure and blonde hair. He should have been here by now. But I didn't see him. I sighed. "Why the sad face? It's supposed to be a celebration party, not a funeral," a voice teased. I looked up, and bit back the groan that threatened to escape. Instead, I forced a pleasant smile on my face. "Hello, Oren." I looked behind him. "No Alistair?" Oren grinned, waving at a group of people that surrounded my brother. "Not right now. He's lost in his throng of admirers." I chuckled. "It's not often you two aren't joined at the hip. Except, of course, for when Alistair had to do his guardian duty." My brother's best friend, and practically a second sibling to me, Oren had been around for as long as I could remember. It always stumped me how the two of them could be such good friends. Oren was steady and quiet, whereas Alistair was more spirited and carefree, sometimes bordering on reckless. Or had been. Ever since Alistair had returned from his guardian year, he had become more quiet and less fun-loving. In short, a lot like Oren. Boring. In fact, it was Oren who had helped my brother get his new job in the archives, where Oren had been working for a few years. From the way Alistair talked about it, you'd think that the archives were the most exciting place in Graenir, let alone the gifted lands. Yawn. No, thank you. Oren nodded. If it wasn't a solitary position, I would have gone with your brother. But, alas, I had to stay home. You sound like you want to be a guardian. I pursed my lips, hoping I hadn't sounded too accusatory. But Oren didn't take offense. A whole year to just sit and be by myself, with only books and my thoughts for company? Sounds like heaven to me. I smirked, shaking my head. Sounds like a prison sentence to me. He laughed. Tell you what, if you get summoned, I'll take your place and serve for you. This time, a genuine smile bloomed across my face. Deal. You've been listening to Heir of Immortals and Empires, Book 7 in the Kingdom Legacy series. Want to know what happens next? Heir of Immortals and Empires is available in ebook, audiobook, and print on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, or wherever you like to buy your books. You can even get a copy on my site, roshni.net. So please pick up a copy and happy reading. Or happy listening.